Reproduction in plants. Hello everyone, this is the next topic which we are going to discuss in detail. Reproduction basically is the process in which an organism is having ability to produce its own kind. And why it is important? For the very survival of that particular living organism. Until an organism is not able to reproduce, it will become very difficult for organism to keep on going generations after generation. So for proper maintenance of the population of that particular kind, it is very important for organism to reproduce. Now reproduction basically is of two types. One is sexual reproduction and second is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction will occur at a rate faster than sexual reproduction. Now if you are having two individuals and you want to have characteristics of one kind only that will have better qualities, so what you have to do is it is better to opt for the asexual reproduction in these cases, and then we will get the next generation with all the good qualities only. But that is not possible always in the case of sexual reproduction, but it is very easily possible in case of asexual reproduction. Now to begin with, I have written certain types of asexual reproduction here. Vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation and spore formation. These are the four main types of asexual reproduction which we are going to discuss in this topic. Now first we will be discussing about vegetative propagation in detail. Vegetative propagation is basically a mode of asexual reproduction in which the organism will multiply or will produce its offspring with the help of vegetative part of the plant. Now vegetative parts of the plants are stem, root and leaves. Flower is considered as the reproductive part of the plant. So when all these three vegetative parts, these are being utilized for the process of reproduction, then that is called as vegetative propagation. Now this can be done in two ways. One, it can occur naturally, and second, it can be done artificially. Now when it is done naturally, then we can either consider that it is being done with the help of roots. There are certain plants which grow with the help of stems, certain others can grow with the help of leaves. So if any of the plant is growing by the root, stem or leaves, then it will be considered as showing vegetative propagation, that also naturally. If we talk about artificial means, then vegetative propagation is considered as by cutting method, then grafting method and layering. Now what are these cutting, grafting and layering? This I'll be explaining later. Now first we have the natural methods which we are going to discuss. Now in this also there are three. Means either the plant will reproduce by using the root part, or the plant will reproduce by using the stem part, or the plant will reproduce by using the leaves. So one by one I'll be explaining you, and there are activities mentioned, like first activity is on the basis of stem, and very common example for of this stem is using a rose cutting. That is the best way by which you can easily understand how the plants they reproduce by vegetative propagation through stems. Propagation by stem, I have just took a cutting of rose. Now I just want to show you what actually is. This is the leaf. I have just removed it, and you will notice that there is this part. This is actually called as the node. Node is that point from where a new leaf or a branch arises. Now this node, or this is also considered, see another one also, if you will see, you will find here as well as here. What you have to do, you have to take this cutting, you have to bury it in the soil and you have to water it at regular intervals. After some time you will find that it will start having the branches coming out from these parts, because these are the vegetative parts, and it will start producing the leaves. If it could have been at the top, bud is also at the top, but that bud is the reproductive bud because it will ultimately lead to the formation of flower, whereas this bud is vegetative bud, or node is actually that point which will lead to formation of a new branch. So cutting of a rose or champa, if you will take and bury in the soil, and you will notice with the passage of time how it starts growing. That is one way of vegetative propagation in plants. You can find out any rose plant and you will notice these nodes which actually are responsible for the formation of a whole plant. With the passage of time, it will start growing and it will produce roots also, which will be holding the soil, and ultimately it will grow into a complete plant. So this is one way of vegetative propagation, that is by stem.
These are the axils or nodes of the rose plant, and you can see there are a number of overlapped leaves which are coming out from the nodes and ultimately will be converted into a branch which will have the leaves in the same manner as other branches are having.
Now activity 12.2, and in this activity you have to take a potato. Here I have took a potato, and what you have to do, there are certain scars present on it. If you will notice, these are the scars. These are the scars present on it. You can see at home also on the potato there are certain scars. This is the magnifying glass and I just want to show you. These can be seen more clearly. These scars are actually the buds. Now buds are what? These are those points from where a new plant will come out. Now what you people know about this potato? Potato is actually a stem. It is not a root. So from the stem there are points which are called as buds or scars, and sometimes we call them as eyes also. So that will lead to formation of a new complete plant which will live individually later on. Now these scars are either called as buds at certain places, and at certain places these are called as eyes. So each eye is helpful in growth of a complete plant. What you have to do, you have to cut this potato into pieces, and each piece with an eye. If you will take a piece which, like if I am cutting from a side where there is no eye in that part, so if you will try bury in the soil and later on if you will water it, then you will not get a new individual because it is not having the eye part. But you have to cut it in a manner that each piece which you are cutting is having an eye. Then just bury in the soil, water it regularly, and ultimately after some days you will notice that a new plant has come out. So this is another example which will help you in understanding of vegetative propagation, how it takes place. You can see the same thing on ginger also. This is ginger. Now ginger is also having buds, where it is having bud. If you will see it clearly, you will find this part is actually the bud of ginger. This is the bud of the ginger, and when it is put in the soil, it will grow into a complete individual. I'll show you another one also. This is also the bud of the ginger. These are the buds. Because these are not getting suitable conditions when these are kept, so they will not grow. But I'll show you this one very clearly. You can see this is the bud, and it will be completely developed into a new individual when it is buried in the soil. So ginger is another example which reproduces by vegetative propagation.
I have just uprooted a dahlia plant, and this is the root of dahlia plant. The root is like bulb, and earlier it was one root only, and later on with division it has become so many. Each bulb will later on develop into a complete plant, and when these plants will be separated, they will grow into an individual. Sweet potato will also show vegetative propagation with the help of roots, as of dahlia. This is bryophyllum plant which has ability to vegetatively propagate through leaves. Its leaves are having edges at the corner, and each edge has ability to grow a complete individual from that side. If somehow the leaf falls on the soil, it will start growing the new plants from its edges, which will ultimately develop into a complete individual. I will show you one such leaf which has fallen on the soil and on getting suitable conditions it started growing. You can easily notice this is a new plant growing from the edge of this bryophyllum leaf. Later, each of this will grow and ultimately from one leaf we can get so many new plants which can be grown as individual plants. So this is an example to show vegetative propagation by leaf. This is cactus which has ability to grow into a complete individual if any part of it is separated from its main body. Wherever these small structures will fall and will get suitable soil, they will start growing into complete individual. That is also a way of propagation in plants.
Now we discussed all the natural methods of vegetative propagation. I also told you about certain methods which are artificially done, and in that we have cutting, layering and grafting. Now cutting is the same way as I was just telling you about the cutting of rose or champa. So what it can be done is that time it is being done naturally, means a part is being cut naturally and then it will grow into a complete individual. Whereas artificially we can cut part and then we will grow it into the complete plant. And how we can do? We can just take a cutting. This can be done for bougainvillea, this can be done for your rose, this can be done for sugar cane. And then what we have to do, we have to take a branch with some leaves on it. It should have those nodes and then we will bury it into the soil, some part of it. And then with the passage of time, when we keep on watering regularly, it will grow roots at the bottom and will have new branches coming out. So later on that cutting will be converted into a complete individual plant. So that can be done by artificial methods. So we consider it as one of the method of artificial vegetative propagation. Second is by layering. Now in layering what we do is a lower branch of the plant which is a little soft or delicate, the bent one, it is being put inside the soil in a manner like if this is a plant, it has so many branches. So one of the branch which is lower, it will be just put in this manner. Here it is being placed inside the soil and then ultimately this will have the roots started coming out and from upside it will have further branching. So if you will detach it from here later on, then it will grow into a complete individual. So that is also another way. By layering we can do vegetative propagation. That also can be done by human beings. So it is also considered artificial means of vegetative propagation. Then I have written one more, that is grafting. So what is basically grafting? In this we need to have a base plant which is having roots and hold in the soil, and one such plant cutting which is having the characteristics which are required by us. So we have to do the process of grafting on these two varieties and we'll get the desired plant with all the characteristics which are actually required by us. For grafting we need two. One is called as stalk. Stalk means the plant which is rooted, and one we need is the plant which have desired quality, that branch, that is called as scion. So stalk and scion. So what we have to do, like this is the stalk plant branch on which we want to do this process. We will cut it like this. Diagonally we will cut, and scion also we will cut diagonally. We will place this scion on this stalk in a manner that they just will be placed on each other, they will fix to each other, and then we will tie this part with a thread. Now what will happen with the passage of time, because this can be done for the same species. Like if you are talking about rose, you will be doing this for rose only. It's not like you will take stalk of rose and scion of mango. No, it is not possible. You have to take same variety, same species, and then you will do this. Now ultimately with the passage of time you will find that there will be some roots started coming out from here, and then it can be cut from bottom and will be put in the soil. So it will grow into a complete plant with all the characteristics of the Cezion which we have required. So this is how grafting can be done. So hope now it is clear to you what actually is cutting, layering and grafting, and what are the vegetative propagation methods by stem, by root and by leaf. Now there are few advantages of vegetative propagation. I have written here 3 advantages. The plants which grow by vegetative propagation will take less time to grow. Grow means to grow into such an individual that later on they can be further used for reproduction. Second is they will bear flowers and fruits early as compared to the plants which are grown with the help of seeds. And these plants are actually the exact copies of parent plant. Means if we have took a parent plant with certain desired characteristics required, then the plants which we are getting after vegetative propagation will also have the exact characteristics which we have put into the parent plant. So hope now it is clear to you what actually is vegetative propagation, how it takes place and how it is beneficial over sexual reproduction under certain cases.